All right, guys, we are going to be learning how to solve quadratic formulas using the quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula. Okay, and so when we've had this instance before, you would have factored. Well, we are going to work on a new format. Okay, so if you have the format ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, you can use the quadratic formula. And that quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, remember again, if you give me that equation, that's worth 1 out of 5 points if you do nothing else. Okay, so an example might be this. This is a quadratic equation. We could try to factor it, but we want to practice doing the quadratic formula. So we got to go negative, or x is equal to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4a times c all over 2a. Okay, so let's go here. X is equal to, well, my x is 8, but I got to make that negative 8 plus or minus 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 15 all over 2 times 1. So x is equal to negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 64 minus 20, or minus 60, sorry, all over 2. All right, so let's go ahead and keep simplifying. X is equal to negative 8 plus or minus the square root of 4 over 2. So now I'm going to get x is equal to negative 8 plus or minus 2 over 2. Okay, well, negative 8 plus 2 is 6. Negative 6 divided by 2 equals negative 3. And then if I have negative 8 minus 2, that's negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. Okay, which is equal to my x's. Now you're going to go, well, you could say, well, I could have really factored that really easy and found the answers much easier and quicker. But the quadratic formula is used when you cannot factor. Okay, so yes, those numbers came out pretty, but they don't always. What if I got something like this? The first thing I have to do is subtract 8, because I need to make it equal to 0. So I have 9x squared plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Now I can use my quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And that's an equation, so it's x equals. So x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus 2 squared minus 4 times 9 times negative 8 all over 2 times 9. So x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4. Let's see. Oh, I've got a calculator right there. 4 times 8 times 9 equals 288. And this is plus 288 because I got a negative and a negative all over 18. All right, so x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus square root of 292 over 18. Now, I'm pretty sure 292 is not a perfect square, so let's go ahead and factor tree. So I have 292. Oops. And I'm going to factor tree that. So I know I've got 2 and 1, 46. Now I can factor that again. I get 2 and 73. and I think 73 is prime. So I will circle that. Let me just come to my calculator. Divide by 2. Oh, so it's 144. Ooh. Okay. Oh, no, that's 288. Let's go back to the calculator. So if I have 288 divided by 2, no, 292, sorry. 292 divided by 2. Oops, let's just clear all that. So 292 divided by 2, divided by 2, puts me at 73, and I'm pretty sure that's prime. So then I would have a 2 that would pop out. So therefore, I would get x is equal to -2 plus or minus 2 square roots of 73 over 18. Okay, this -2, this 2 in front of the radical, and the 18 all have 2 in common, so I have to simplify that. And so that is -1 plus or minus. Yeah, I can put a 1 here, but I don't have to. I can just write the square root of 73 all over 9. Okay, and this is a reason why you have to have the quadratic formula, because this isn't pretty. This isn't a nice number. We don't know exactly what it is. I mean, we could get a close estimate, but we won't get anything better than that. So that's why you might use the quadratic formula. Now, from that quadratic formula, you might get something called the discriminant. The discriminant is this part in the radical. And that part in the radical tells us how many solutions we have. So if b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, okay, so that means it's a positive number. That means you're going to get 2 real solutions. If b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0, that means when you come here, you got -b plus or minus 0. So plus and minus 0 just leaves you with that b over 2a, which would mean you just get 1 real solution. Now, if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, that means you get 2 imaginary answers, or what they call complex here. Okay, they are solutions, but they have i's in them. And a lot of our electronics are represented by those i's. So here, oops, and that should say equal to 0. How many solutions? So all I need to worry about is the b squared minus 4ac. So b is 10 squared minus 4 times 2 times -8. Okay, so that's 100 plus 64. So that's 164. That means we have 2 real solutions. Okay, let's look at another example. How many solutions do we have here? All right, so what I have to do is I have to subtract 2 from both sides. So, because I need to make it equal to 0. And then I have -4x minus 4x squared minus 2. Okay, this is not in descending order. So that means this is my A, this is my B, and this is my C. Okay, so if I take -4, square it, minus 4 times, this is A, times -4 times -2, that means I'm going to have 16 minus 32, which gives me -16, which tells me I'm going to have imaginary solutions. So that's going to be 2 imaginary solutions, or as in the book or on Math Excel, it'll be 2 complex. Email me if you have any questions or ask me in class.